All right, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Vesta Angels Tarot. This is going to be a reading for March 23rd, 2025. I hope everybody is well. So today your title is, I just got it like 2 minutes ago, A Change in Circumstances. Okay. Now, if you missed yesterday's reading, oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I did want to say something about the golden egg, a card that came out yesterday. Um, I'm going to go back and revisit this. We're going to clarify this again another day, along with some of the other cards that came out to get better clarification. I really want to just leave it alone, but it was such a beautiful card. Um, I don't know if it's talking about, because we've been hearing so much about eggs allegedly, and um, I don't know. Just listen out, right? Because one of the cards, two of the cards yesterday was talking about pay attention to the signs. Okay, so you may hear people continue to talk about eggs. You may hear somebody say a statement about a golden egg. After I got off live last night, I started thinking about the Willy Wonka and the golden ticket. Um, I don't know how I'm associating that with the golden egg. Some of you, it can be maybe a lottery ticket, a lottery winning. I'm not promoting gambling, but it can be some type of golden opportunity or a golden ticket. Um, it can be gold prices, allegedly, that some of you may want or we need to invest into. Besides us talking about the golden age, okay? Because the sun card came out twice also last night. We also may be having some, it can be from solar flares. It can be allegedly two suns that's coming or being seen. We could probably also have a very hot summer this year. Um, with two suns also coming out, it can be the temperature. It also can be related to fires that may be very prevalent, allegedly, with two sun cards coming out. I'm just reading the cards, okay? Um, but the sun is going to be very emphasized this year. We got a lot of yellow to come out last night. So yellow is connected to the solar plexus chakra, right? So that is our wisdom, that is our power, that is where opportunities are. Uh, Willpower and things like that also is connected to the third house of Gemini, a mercurial energy. So I didn't do this last night, but let's go over quickly about the solar plexus chakra. Um, so, self-worth, being your self-esteem, confidence. We also had the Queen of Wands to come out, right? She is very confident. It don't matter whether you're a masculine or a feminine, but keeping and having that sense of confidence, being that warrior in a sense to go after and get out and get what you need, not relying, being a lot more independent, even if you are already. Nobody is going to be here to save you. That it is including laws, that's including government, that's including assistance. You see, they're cutting a lot of things right now. So it's more getting into that your personal power, okay? Um, you still will have a sense of freedom of choice, but let it pertain to your own inner world, okay? Because only you will rule the world that you consist of and what you make of it, right? Um, a sense of identity. Coming into a sense of identity is your own personal power. Knowing who you are, knowing also the people who you keep around you, actually who they are. With the sun, two sun cards coming out last night, that also is Pay attention to people identities, right? A lot of masks are falling down also. A lot of red tape literally is being cut. A lot of people masks are falling. So people are having to come into a sense of realization of who they really are, because they can't keep portraying and living through their mask, right? When we do meet people, you don't meet their real identity. You meet their mask, right? You meet somebody, you shake their hand, they're not going to tell you, "Oh, how you doing? But I'm an alcoholic." No, you don't find that out till later on, right? When they're ready to reveal that to you, or they feel comfortable enough to allow that to start to show through. Or they may say, "Oh, well, I don't have an addiction problem. I just drink a lot when I'm stressed," or this. And then you start to read in between the lines. You start to pay attention to the signs. That's just an example, but you get what I'm saying, right? Finding your purpose also, while K2 will be moving into the sign of Leo this year, where it will be for 18 months. Um, but inner strength and confidence. That is what your next task is, um, as a sense of completion for the year of 2025. No longer seeking and needing approval of others. Now, to me, that is still connected to a lot of people who you are see on social media that are breaking down or having these emotional breakdowns. That's just seeking attention, as a sense of, well, I'm going to say this because I need to seek approval. I need to feel needed. So I'm going to continue to be or act like this. I'm going to continue to show this emotion. I'm going to continue to throw a tantrum because I'm needy in some type of way. I need that sense of approval. Um, I'm an over pleasing person, so I need to stay on this sense of bandwagon of continuing to act like this, or say this is what I need to continue to receive, because I don't have the self esteem or confidence to get up and get it out on my own. Um, you'll also realize how needy people are through their feelings and emotions, right? Um, because they will possess or show a sense of restlessness. And a sense of restlessness will come through and be seen through people's actions, how they speak, what they say, when they say it. Okay. And a lot of times those people are very subservient. Um, the opposite of subservient is a person who has a lot of self esteem and self worth. You may also see this displayed in your child or children, grown family members, also friends or people who you associate with, co workers who act like that, you know. Um, it also can be a spouse, it can be a sister, a brother, shoot, it could be a father or a mother, right? But those type of people are all around us, and you have to pay attention to the signs and understand. Now, also medically, make sure you're keeping up your doctor appointments with two sons coming out. Um, Especially if you already know or may feel intuitively that you may have some liver or gallbladder or stomach issues, um, spleen and pancreas issues. Um, so make sure you're staying on top of that. With two sun cards also coming out, hey Reese, we want to really emphasize wearing a lot of yellow. That is going to bring that solar plexus chakra into its um, super strength. Okay. Even if you maybe get your nails done, ladies, um, try French tip with yellow instead of the off white, basic white, or blue or other colors that you get. Get some yellow. It don't have to be a bright yellow. It can be a very pale looking yellow, maybe on your toenails. Even if you want to incorporate wearing some type of yellow, stand in your power, wear some yellow socks to work. Okay. Um, if you wear tennis shoes, where you buy you some shoes with the outline in yellow, but really emphasizing the yellow color this summer and spring. um and you'll feel also intuitively and also emotionally very much more stronger by that color of yellow. um Tiger eye, amber. If you're into stones and crystals, I'm gonna start back wearing my tiger eye bracelet. Yellow jasper, if you want to invest into that crystal stone. Let's get back into the waters, putting the lemon slices back into your water. Grapefruit jupener, okay, is a oil also, or lemon sprays. If you spray things around in your house, or if you have some type of oil diffuser or wax melts, try lemon, okay. If you wipe your surfaces down, try some type of lemon extract. Um, Yoga, biking, and hiking also for activities. Very much to keep you and get you up and out and getting outside. Now, also, of course, always keep your sunscreen on. Um, but if you of the sun and built of the sun, you know who I'm speaking about and of. Bring that energy in. Get up, get out into the sun. Let that sun continue to strengthen you. Okay. So that was some other messages that I didn't want to keep y'all on too much longer from last night, because we almost went into 2 hours. Some of you also, with Saturn going into Pisces for the next 2.5 years, you may start to see people start to say things like, oh, I need to be on time for work. Oh, I got responsibilities. Oh, I need to get back into my responsibilities. You're going to start seeing people have a change of mindset, especially if they are to a point where their self-esteem or their willpower has not gone too far away from them, and they just needed a shift change. They just needed a sense of a push. Some of you also may start to speak type of things like that, especially if you have teenage children and things like that. They may start to get up, clean up. They may say, I gotta do my homework, and you be like, well, I never really heard you say that before. Don't emphasize it. Don't question it. Just say, "Oh, okay. That's a good thing. I'm proud of you." And just say something like that and leave it. Don't, you know, screw the nail in there harder than what it needs to be. Allow them to have that self-realization, okay? Without you pointing it out too much. Even if it's to a lover or a spouse, to a sister or a brother, allow them to have that epiphany and that aha moment, as the sun energy. Allow them to have that self-realization. And the more that they do that, even as a girlfriend or a boyfriend, they'll hold on to it more, because Saturn, like I told you yesterday, is going to bring a lot of discipline into people's lives, and it needs to be that type of self-realization. And if they start it and they be in that process after the 2.5 years, that may help to completely change and totally shift them into being a more direct and disciplined person. Okay, look at there, more light. You see how I'm talking about? This is like the sun card in this deck. More light, more emphasizes of this yellow, this golden energy. This is why they had me come on real quick. Y'all know I don't steer you wrong. So if I spent the first 15 minutes talking about light, solar plexus, the color yellow, Y'all seen me shuffle in the card, flipped over. I turned it over in front of you. And here we go with more light, more sun energy. hmm So I must be on the right track. hmm Telling it to you for a reason. This is also a lot of people that could and can be stepping into their power or powerful positions with the sun energy, being seen, being very much more well known. A person or people of authority also may be very emphasized this year. Fertility. We also got again, excuse my hand, I was just in water if they look a little rusty and ashy. More light again, the circle. Now, you see the heart chakra here. The solar plexus is located next to the heart chakra, okay? And then the solar plexus, your gut instinct, your creativity is below, down below your belly button. So all of this, you see her hands are grouped like this. All of this is emphasized in the circles of the light, the circles in the yellow here, okay? That include your crown, third eye, your throat, also your aura. Your aura is going to be very bright, given across very much self-esteem, willpower, energy, a sense of knowing, right? A sense of knowing, and is also connected to your self-esteem. And then it's also a little bit incorporating some of the solar plexus, which is your creativity. Fertility, like I said, with two sun cards coming out, some of you, pregnancy may also be emphasized this year, or you may be thinking of planting the seeds of wanting another child, okay, for next year or the couple of years beyond that. It also can be very much in your path for the next 2.5 years of fertility. But, if you know you can't have kids or you don't want any more kids, just keep that in mind, because the energy of Saturn is father energy. Okay? So that was also part of your message from yesterday with the sun cards, which is fathers. Okay? Emphasizes on fathers, whether you are married, you have kids, baby daddy, co-parenting, your own father. Some of you may look back, especially if your father is not here, and look back, to their type of courage and willpower that they had, and to think of past life. Maybe your father is on your mind very much if they are no longer here. But if he is, your father, some of them may still be displaying courage, willpower, self-esteem, confidence. We hope and pray that fathers right now will step more into that role of self-esteem, doing the right thing, the discipline, coming around more for some of you, putting more time, energy, love, and effort into the relationship with your child or children. Okay, so I do see the next 2.5 years, and especially this year, for some of you, the light hopefully will be bestowed upon the fathers. See, just talking about memories, memory of love. Okay, we see the tea lights here, more light energy. This is, I think, kind of like the Six of Cups. So nostalgia, memory. Okay, balance in reverse. So we do know that this is what is needed, what needs to get in balance. And then we have emotional loss, Five of Cups in reverse. And we had the first card out yesterday was the Four of Cups in the upright. Okay. Don't forget, we also had two Fool cards to come out yesterday. More of the yellow, right? All right. Ace of Wands when cutting the deck with the Fool card. Take an initiative of a new start, new beginning, however that resonates for you. You have to be the planter of the seed. If you have already planted the seed of this in your mind and in your heart, remember the outline of the circles here, then fruition, okay, will be of you receiving. Remember, we had the Empress at the bottom of the deck to come out last night. So the Empress is about receiving all the fertility of new starts, new beginnings. Be able to receive that and also to take that and to replant it, okay, as more prosperity and abundance. Because it doesn't stop there. You must continue to plant. You got to continue to plant things that you receive. You got to replant it so that you can have more offspring of the same thing. If if there is a lot of out of balances, then pay attention to the seeds that you have planted and do not continue to water that. Okay? Knight of Wands to the Ace of Wands. Knight of Wands is giving me that courage, that willpower, that tenacity, quick start, go-getter type of attitude. Up, get up early, get up and out and about, take initiative, keep moving forward, okay? Be more active also. Now, this also can be somebody wanting to reconnect with you for intimate reasons. So again, be careful of fertility here. Okay. Page of Cups in reverse. Wow, that came out as a pair. More light, more yellow. We just seen the Ace of Wands. I was finna say Seven of Cups. Some of you are no longer confused about a certain direction or person or people that you have had in your life. You kind of like, for some of you, could be saying, you know what, if nothing has been started or initiated, I'm not finna keep being nostalgic about this. Memories are memories. You can't act on memories, okay? You cannot or should not reconnect or use that as a initiative to reconnect or reconcile based on memories. Memories is not going to get you anywhere. Memories are memories for a reason. But the key thing is, when we're talking about memories, your memory is of the light energy, the good times. Okay? That's what you're nostalgic about, is how you felt during the positive time of an interaction in a situation or with another person. You're wanting to feel that exact moment of how you felt in that memory and possibly with that person. But that was that specific time, that specific person, that situation, you know what I mean? That specific circumstances. You cannot go back to relive that. Even if you got back with that person and you tried to redo that certain memory as a sense of nostalgia, you can go back to the same place that you had dinner, go back to the same place that they proposed to you as a memory of being nostalgic. You can go back to the same place that you met this person. You could put on the same outfit, do your hair the same way, but it won't feel the same because you are no longer in that moment of time. Okay? Memories are supposed to be memories for a reason. But every day people forget the purpose is to create more memories, to even outdo the old nostalgic type of memories. Okay? Let those good times and how you seen and felt and been with the person, even if they're no longer here, remember that moment for what it was. Okay? And be happy with that nostalgic memory. Because of course, that's what makes it a memory. Don't try to change that memory by trying to outdo it. Okay? Um cuz you can't even be that same person that you were at that period of time. We change every minute, every second. You're not the same person you were 15 minutes ago. Even yesterday. Because even let's just say in real time and real purposes, 5 minutes ago you have aged. We age every minute, every day, every second, every week, every month. So as nostalgic type of memories, you were not even that same person that you were then, who you are now. So you cannot, expect to relive or to redo or to rehash, or hope that going back into that certain circumstances, it will be the same. Okay? You know how people say, well, I like it how you used to be. Well, that person is not how they used to be. Their mind, the way that they think, their age at that moment, their their desires, etc., etc. Same for you. Another 5 of cups. Same thing right here, both in reverse. Don't let life pass you by staying in nostalgic circumstances. Queen of Swords is here to set you straight, to move you forward. Bottom of the deck is the Sun again. Okay. Your joy, your happiness is dependent on you, right? The Queen of Swords is like, hey, you know, let the Queen of Swords also you could be telling yourself, I need to set you straight. I need to set you straight about, like I told you earlier, about what you do, how you invest in, what you're going to invest in now. You're checking also your own level of patience about who and what that you're going to continue to put up with. Even looking at things within yourself. Queen of Swords. Um, for some of you, it may be a conversation that may happen where that you may have to tell this person, like, hey, it was good while it lasted. I invested a lot, but now, the conversation needs to be, what are you going to plant as a new seed? A new seed of thought, a new seed of emotion, because the same old is not going to work. Okay? A lot of you have had a lot of patience for a lot of things, a lot of situations, and a lot of people, and it has kept you out of balance. Can also be emotionally, also can be communicatively, where that you don't know or have the words to say. Um, okay, you are right. Are they telling me that? Or are some of you, this is a person telling you this? Time to ground yourself. I love that these cards back to back are coming out in blue. So we're talking about communication. Now is not the time. I don't know if y'all can see that because of the glare. Some of you, Queen of Swords, may tell somebody or a person, like, hey, no apology is needed. I'm not even waiting around as an apology. We spent time together. We tried to reconnect. I learned a lot of things about you and or secrets. I had an emotionally devastating time by trying to figure this out. We had conversation after conversation. I have not changed in my conversation. I'm still, telling you the same thing, Queen of Swords, that if you're not coming right to me, or if you're not wanting to talk about love and relationships, I really don't have anything to say. You know, you can't say that I didn't have patience and that I didn't invest any time, effort, and emotions into you or about us. Um, but now I am understanding that my happiness is everything. You make my heart full. Some of you are coming to that self-realization that you did make this person heart full. But if they still kept things out of balance, that is not your fault. They also could be very much reminiscing over this, over the missed opportunity of fertility that they could have, that y'all could have had as a prosperous and abundant life, not only about money, but as heart fulfillment. Okay? You make me want to do bad things. Some of you also can be feeling that toward somebody. Like, how people will take you out of your character, where you start to speak and say certain things. You may start to get upset very quickly. You notice that even having a conversation, or investing your time, your love, your energy into this person, you recognize that it take you out of balance, okay, in your life. This is in reverse. I am absolutely in love with you. So as the Queen of Swords, some of you are second guessing this, especially with the Saturn energy in Pisces. Pisces, again, is a 12th house of endings. Okay, so you will be paying a lot of attention of your level of patience of people, places, and things. Freedom, surrender in reverse. Some of you, may realize with breakup and forever and endings that Queen of Swords to the Seven of Pentacles, I don't want this breakup is needed. Okay, especially with all these sun and food cards coming out, the yellow energy talking about self-esteem and a sense of independence and standing up for yourself, putting yourself back into balance financially, emotionally, mentally, taking advantage and putting yourself in the right place in the right time for opportunities. Some of you have missed opportunities by messing with a certain person. We have hookup, one night stand in reverse. Yeah. Also, for some of you realizing, like, you made my heart happy, Six of Cups. But having a self-realization, Queen of Swords, was it only through one night stands and hookups? So it's kind of like the Queen of Swords is you're doing your own self-evaluations. Okay. Non-committal and independent. Very much the yellow energy of the solar plexus. Right. Because you're understanding also your self-worth is everything. How much are you going to have to keep investing emotionally into a person who keeps showing you Page of Cups energy? One minute they're interested, one minute they want to apologize and connect, and then the next minute it's like they take it back or they don't fully act in their actions of love. And it's kind of like, hey, I can't keep doing this, you know? One minute you want to be in my life, the next minute you don't. um you may come through or want hookups, and then some of you may feel that that's a way to get back with the person, but it's not. The Queen of Swords is here to stop that, right? Queen of Swords is a very much representation of Saturn energy coming out of variation and anxiety. These are a lot of cards. um Rebuilding your safety net, getting yourself comfortable back with yourself, dating, meeting someone new, and bliss and happiness. Again, with the Sun card energy. Somebody know that you're not really a hookup one night stand person, but they were trying to get the most out of it by treating, and you were allowing that as a safety and comfort um net, okay, what's inside of you, to allow it to keep happening. But you're going to stop that. For some of you, you're going to come out of that energy as the realization, especially um, with the fears, afraid, especially with Saturn, like I said, in Pisces the next 2.5 years. For some of you, it may take that long. For some of you, I don't really feel that it will. You know, of course, you're going to maybe have some situations and some circumstances where you may feel afraid, especially if you're breaking up and separating from somebody you've been with for a while, because maybe that's all you know. But it is not who all you know, because you should know yourself, and you should be very happy with yourself, and also having a sense of independence, especially if this is a separation and or divorce. Some of you, you could be moving out and going toward being non-committal for the next 2.5 years, getting yourself um, more into balance. And for the people who have already been single, okay, you're afraid of dating somebody new, and that it actually may bring you some type of bliss and happiness. The grave, no second chances in reverse. So, like I said, be very careful, because I always tell you that the Seven of Swords person always return back to the scene. Some of you may not allow it. Some of you may cut it off before it even try to get started. If this is this person, they wonder if you have met somebody new and if you are happy. They're very afraid. This is their fear. They also fear that you're comfortable, you're happy, in meeting somebody new, or just the thought of it, of you investing into somebody new. Romance or romantic feelings in reverse. With the Queen of Swords here, I don't really see that much of romance here. Um, your heart may still feel full for this person, feeling nostalgic, but with no signs of love and or messages. Then you got grass is greener possibilities. I feel that some of you, your heart is still full for the person. But far as romantic feelings, some of you are not as romantically wanting them as you used to. So that is your Queen of Swords energy. Um, some of you still fear that it may finally be over in the back of your mind. Okay? But the Queen of Swords, you understand that mentally, but your heart is still connected there. Okay? Of course, that may not be for everybody, but take it how it resonates for you. Uh, Mercury on the mind, or coming out of this emotional feeling or emotional loss, guidance, eliminating stress. You know, at some point in time, you have to quit playing the game of allowing people to keep stressing you out. The way that they act, the way that they move, the way that they talk, the way they keep putting you in circumstances in and out your life. You know, one minute they're romantic and then the next they're not. You know, also eliminating stressful things in your circumstances. Let the let the sun energy and your guides guide you out, because the things that you decide to keep around may actually do be very stressful, but it's up to you to cut it off and to cut it out, and don't have any guilt by doing it. Okay? And flowering, again, another Empress energy, and breaking the silence. Okay, let's go ahead and get you some oracles here. Remember, you are what you attract. Okay, so if you are a very stressful person, then you're going to keep having that type of energy, and people that are stressed, got stressful situations in their life, you're going to keep attracting that type of situation. But if you're carrying yourself as an Empress, flowering, the Lotus card, um, that you're full of love, strength, opportunity, unconditional, and don't feel guilty or stressed that you are a type of person like that, because you will receive what is due to you. Okay, so we got today. What is going on today? December, more yellow. Stop obsessing first. Remember, I talked about drinking earlier. That can very much be emphasized. Okay, with the sun being in Pisces right now, it will highlight a lot of people's addictions: drinking, heavily smoking, uh doing this and doing that, all type of addictions. Okay, stress also can be people's addiction. Overworking also can be people's addictions. um Dating a lot of people, third party situations. What is this? It's in reverse. No, not on a special date. That was in reverse. And on a holiday. What is the next holiday? Passover and Easter, if you still want to consider that your holidays. And then we got the summer. More sun energy, more light. So specifically, for some of you, today will be something that you will realize or have a conversation. The next holiday, um, Passover, Easter. We just had the spring equinox. And we just had St. Patrick's Day, I believe. I don't know what comes after Easter, because April Fool's Day, if that's a holiday for some of you. Um, Summer is when also K2 moves into Leo, the Sun card here. So dating will be very much emphasized. Okay. Okay, these are too many cards, but I'm going to take them and we're going to close out. October this year, when you let go, you see the sun in the background too. And don't forget, we already had this card in reverse, which is freedom and surrender. So when you let go and stop obsessing, March, not in this lifetime, and you're wasting your time. It's not worth waiting for. Mm. So I guess that's why the grass is greener possibility is here, because you're wasting your time, especially if you're being very nostalgic about a certain person, trying to reconnect, trying to get it back into balance, hoping that this grown as adult will find their balance in time enough to be with you, but you're wasting your time. You could be waiting a lifetime for this person to finally surrender to the person that they need to be, or realize who they need to be. And some of you may actually find out, when you actually meet somebody else or become non-committal and move on with your life, that you were better off without that person anyway. Okay? Some of you may hear or hear of things or situation that this person may get themselves into. And some of you may be like Saturn energy. Oh, I am so glad that I decided not to be with this person or not to reconnect. Okay? Um, because again, you do have this energy. You make me want to do bad things. What does that mean? You make me want to cheat on you. That sounds like an excuse, or a person who continues to make excuses because they don't want to take self accountability. Nobody makes anybody do bad things. And notice that their card is in the black, right? Somebody could be very devastated, okay? The cloak of the blackness, depression, anxiety, worryation, hurt, um, a sense of no. No, I don't want you to move on. No, I don't want you to realize that the grass is greener on the other side, with other people rather than me. hmm Those are a lot of the main excuses that people use when they are an abusive type of person, when they are narcissists, when they want to hurt or harm other people. They put the blame on other people because they lack the courage, the self-esteem, and lack the self-worth. Okay? So you must see the light. You must see the light and understand this from within. Allow these epiphanies and these downloads to show you, okay, what you need to see. What you need to see about people, a job, opportunity, whatever it is for you. Okay? All right. So thank y'all so much. That is your quick reading for today. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget some of the messages that came back out to me after we got off live last night. And again, I really feel that you will hear a lot of the fathers or men tend to speak out a lot more right now. The sun will be emphasizing father issues. So I don't know if you've got childhood trauma with your father or about your father, issues with your baby daddy, okay? Or if you are a baby daddy, okay, issues with their mother, the mother of your child or children. But the sun is going to really emphasize and bring to light and to life things that you need to see so that you can put them in balance, okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.